I want to welcome you today to Tuesday's Manna, where I'm reading from my book, No Time for the Gospel. Today's chapter is, If It's the Last Thing I Do. Paying someone back for hurting you in some manner seems to be the norm. It is human nature to get back at others. To give back love is the nature of Christ. No matter how many times you want to justify your actions, getting back, if it's the last thing you do, is not what you are to do. That person may deserve everything you want to throw at them, but that is not what God asks you to do. As hard as it may be to follow, Jesus asks you to love your enemies, Luke 6:27. And if that isn't enough, he asks you to pray for those who mistreat you, verse 28. I can hear you exclaiming, I can't believe Jesus would ask that of me. Doesn't he remember what that person did? First of all, yes, he is asking. Second, he is God. There is nothing wrong with his memory. The memory issue is yours because you have forgotten what God told you to do in that situation. Forgiving someone who has wronged you is sometimes almost impossible. We all struggle with this. It's especially hard when Satan brings it to your mind every time you even hear that person's name. That difficulty is understandable, but what you also need to understand is that when your mind is full of revenge, that is the time to call on the name of the Lord. Easy for you, I can hear you say. No, it's not easy. I've struggled with this for years. I keep calling on the Lord every time it surfaces in my mind. One thing I have noticed is that now I can call on the Lord faster than I can think of a new way to pay that person back if it's the last thing I do. It is the nature of sin to constantly bring that struggle to our minds. We have to draw so close to the Lord that it becomes second nature to recognize where those thoughts are coming from. The Bible never said that you should not be angry about a given situation. Paul says, be angry and do not sin. Ephesians 4:26. You may say, what about him, Lord? Can he just go around hurting people and get away with it? Those are legitimate questions to God. You deserve God's answer because deep down, what you want to know is, what about me? I'm hurting too. What about your love for me? Jesus used the analogy of a sparrow to demonstrate his love and attention to you. He said that not one sparrow falling to the ground goes unnoticed. In fact, he said that he loves us to the point of even knowing how many strands of hair is on our heads. Think about it. Every day we lose strands of hair, and yet God still knows. Oh, what love. God is just. He will pay back trouble to those who trouble you and give relief to you who are troubled. 2 Thessalonians 1:6-7. If you read the text further, you will see it tells us that paying back is the last thing Jesus will do. Our relevant scriptures today are Ephesians 4:25-32, 2 Thessalonians 1:6-12. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'd like for you to subscribe to this channel, to share this channel, and to like it so that others can continue to hear what No Time for the Gospel has to say. Thank you.